Hello guys, and welcome back once again to the Asian channel. And today we are going to talk about India is continuing their effort to modernize their military. And according to latest insider news, based on a high-ranking Indian official, they plan to retire and sell all their old T-72 tanks from Russia and plan to produce almost 1,800 modern tanks in the future, such as the T-90 tank or their own indigenously made Arjun tank. India has around 2,500 T-72 tanks, including those in active service, and majorities in storage. According to the official, the tanks would undergo modernization first and upgrade before it would be sold and exported, allowing potential sale to countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia, where they're still widely used and popular. The modernization of Indian T-72 is probably similar to the Russian T-72 tanks coming out of storage before going to Ukraine. This probably includes basic modernization like replacing its worn-out parts, overhaul of the engine, or replacement of the old engines, putting digital display and rear-view camera, improve the fire control system and panoramic sight, add additional composite or explosive reactive armor, improve thermal and night vision sight for day and night operation, and improve stabilized gun, etc. The overhaul and upgrades would be carried out at the Heavy Vehicles Factory in Avadi, the same facility that produced them before, while under license by the Soviet Union for local use. They were produced there until they stopped production of the T-72 and shifted to the T-90 production in the year 2000. The second-hand T-72s are obviously less attractive even for developing countries looking for a brand new and durable but cheap tank, because the Chinese MBT-3000 or the VT-4 would be more appealing, because it's more modern and more capable and less expensive to operate. But second-hand T-72 is still going to have a slice in the global arms market, especially to war-torn countries who just need a very basic tank that can fight against insurgents. So a very cheap second-hand tank is best option. Also, the T-72 tanks are very known to be durable despite their age. So it's easy to maintain, easy to use, and quite inexpensive to operate. Very appealing to countries in Africa currently in civil war like South Sudan, Ethiopia, Middle Eastern countries like Yemen, and even Southeast Asian countries like Myanmar, Laos, or Cambodia. But the biggest fear now, especially in the West, is that Russia could absorb all of them and use them in Ukraine. We all know Russia is currently engaged on an ongoing war, and even though they're raising production of their modern T-90s to send them on the front line, but they're struggling to produce enough tank and meet demand to replenish tank losses on the battlefield. So to keep up with demands, they're pulling out almost all their tank reserve and storage. They're even activating and sending to the front line their much older T-62 and T-64 tanks. Western critics is worried that Russia would just find a way to purchase all of them. And some are even bold enough to say that this is just India's pretext to help Russia on its war effort. Maybe they won't directly sell them to Russia to avoid angering the West and triggering sanctions, but this tank could end up on the hands of third-party countries. And the country wouldn't mind sending them to Russia because they're not worried of sanctions because they're heavily sanctioned by the West already. Countries like Iran or even Myanmar, which are geographically close to India and Russia.